Politics makes for strange friends. But on the banks of the Cauvery, it may just be making history. Or can it? For decades, whenever Tamil Nadu and Karnataka met over the Cauvery dispute, the atmosphere was anything but friendly. Chief ministers arrived with legal files, left with disagreements, and the next stop was almost always the Supreme Court or the Cauvery Water Management Authority. But cut to 2026 and the script has changed. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister C. Joseph will be heading to Bengaluru, not for a courtroom battle, but for a conversation. And what's even more surprising, Karnataka Chief Minister DKS has left everything bare. He isn't just welcoming him, he's offering him a helicopter ride. Now, will Vijay take that helicopter ride over the Cauvery basin? DKS has invited Vijay to fly over Karnataka's reservoirs to see the water shortage firsthand, saying, "Come and see the ground reality." That's quite a change from the era of political brinkmanship. This will be also the first direct meeting between the chief ministers of the two principal Cauvery states in nearly 14 years. Now, make no mistake, the dispute hasn't disappeared. This is nothing short of what is historically known as the Cauvery water wars. Tamil Nadu wants immediate water releases to save its delta farmers. Karnataka says its reservoirs are running dangerously low and drinking water comes first. And Tamil Nadu has made it clear, these talks are only about emergency water release, not about softening its opposition to the controversial Make It at the Dam. Meanwhile, Kannada activists have intensified protests against Vijay in Mandya, halting the screening of Jananayagan. The protesters tore down posters of the film outside the theatre and raised slogans against the Cauvery Water Regulation Committee's directive. They warned that Karnataka could not spare even a drop of Cauvery water. In fact, there have been an escalation of protests over the last few days. These protests are what you're seeing of Chief Minister Vijay's posters being torn apart. You have other protests by farmers. This in the Mandya region where you have the Mashal, which was up in flames, their own protest. You had others from different organizations who were rolling on the road in protest. And every week monsoon, there are protests of different kinds. You've also had farmers right outside Parliament holding skeletons for that matter and protesting. Vijay Grover joins me right now. He's a senior journalist. R. Suresh Kumar joins me. He's a senior journalist as well. Shekhar Vijayan, a political analyst, joins me. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining me. In fact, I'm also being joined by C. Rajshekharan. Apologies, sir. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Vijay Grover, if I can just come in at this point. Explain to an ordinary viewer, what does it mean when DK Shivkumar says, fly over Cauvery Basin, we'll give you the helicopter, take a helicopter ride. There's rhetoric, there's politics, there's optics, but there's a harsh reality. Explain to our viewers, beyond the political contours and part of it, what does that statement really hold, the depth of that statement?
Well, see, transparency is anything but important as far as, this kind of a conversation is concerned. Well, we've seen in the past, the last time around we saw this kind of openness was when Yediyurappa was the chief minister in Karnataka, and we had Karunanidhi as the chief minister in Tamil Nadu. And at that time also, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Karunanidhi had come and met Yediyurappa on trying to resolve this issue. This is something, because at that time, again, the protests were very high. We had this protests over the Tiruvallur statue being installed in Bengaluru, and that was something which had escalated. Now, clearly, the messaging that both the chief ministers are sending is that even then, you had both as a part of the NDA at that time, and now you have both as a part of the UPA at this time. And that's where, you need that kind of political frictions to be removed. And this openness, which we are seeing from DK Kumar, is, appreciable for the simple fact that he himself comes from Mandya region, where Kaveri flows through, and understands the grievances of the people, the farmers, and the city of Bengaluru. The fact is, nobody can dispute the fact that you have this kind of a scenario after 2023 when we had a deficit. Otherwise, Tamil Nadu has always got or got more than what 177 TMC feet of water it should have been given, except in 23 when it was given little lesser than that because of the El Nino effect. This year again, we are now facing the El Nino effect, and we are seeing a huge deficit in rainfall. While the political weapons are out, we are seeing, every activist take out their sharpnels. I think so. The rain gods have decided to be fair, and the kind of rainfall that we are seeing in the last 48 hours in Kodagu and Mysore regions and all that, the water flows have gone up, and that's where we see that the KRS, which was at 90 MC water level 48 hours back, today is nearly double to 17 TMC feet. So clearly, this is something where we've seen in the past as well. The monsoon may have got delayed, but this time around also the situation doesn't look as bad or as critical as it looked about 3 days back. So clearly, this message invitation of DK Kumar, I think so, should be able to silence a lot of the critics on both sides. And if Vijay takes up this offer, comes over or does a video conference because of security reasons, what I gather is that he could be also doing a video conference with DK Kumar and then try to find the solution out. But certainly a welcome step.
R. Suresh Kumar, would you agree? Would you disagree?
No, this is a good move by Karnataka Chief Minister DKS, inviting Mr. Joseph Vijay as the CM of Tamil Nadu to visit the reservoirs and find out the situation of water levels in the reservoirs. So they're not able to release water to Tamil Nadu. That's one point. But I request the leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi, to announce that the construction of Meghdadu Dam will not take place. When a situation is very precarious now in the Cauvery belt, now a new dam being built will create more problem. This Mr. Rahul Gandhi should announce, or DK should announce, they should stop the construction of Meghdadu Dam. This will affect the people and farmers of Tamil Nadu. That's for sure. This is a
Mr. Suresh, I would have thought that this would be something that TVK would have said. I'm very surprised that you are saying this.
No. Let TVK say, or I'm speaking in behalf of the people of Tamil Nadu and farmers of Tamil Nadu. See, the Varuna Bhagavan was very happy to the people and farmers of Tamil Nadu from 22, 23, 24, 25. On July 8th, the water was released from Mettur Dam. This year, it was not released. This has affected the farming activities in Trichy, Tanjavur, Pudukkottai, Thiruvarur, Nagapattinam, and Mailaduguri districts, which is farming land for the paddy. So this has been affected. So one thing it is welcome that DKS has asked Mr. Joseph Vijay to come there. But there is a point to be noted. Now we see in Mandya the posters of Jananayagam of Mr. Joseph Vijay is being torn. That should not happen. What is this? This is very bad. The Karnataka government should tell the Kannada activists not to do this. This is just escalating the problem more. This should not happen.
Okay, Shekhar Vijayan, would you
it should be peaceful talks.
Would you agree? Would you disagree? Why I'm asking this question is because Karnataka says there's even a dearth of drinking water. Tamil Nadu says their farmers are not getting water. There's farming that's being terribly hit. Both the states talking about crisis, irrespective of what really happens with the rain. This is something that is going on. Now with DKS putting that invite out for a helicopter ride, and honestly, I don't think Vijay requires, for that helicopter to be arranged. But even if he does that in goodwill, it may be very interesting to see how he positions himself, because DKS is a Mandya man. Vijay has come with a surprise mandate of all sorts, on to become a majority mandate by himself very soon if the way things are moving. Whether he plays the good brother Bonhomie kind of an equation, how will Tamil Nadu really be able to see this?
See, good evening, Sneha, and good evening to all my fellow participants. See, I think more than the optics, the data should really work here. See, the helicopter invitation is a very powerful political gesture, but the real issue is whether both the states can agree on the same scientific data. Water dispute should be decided by rainfall, reservoir levels, and inflow data, not by, political narratives. So the second thing is climate change is also happening around us as we talk. We have seen the monsoon, the way it's been very erratic this year. The changing rainfall patterns demand a more flexible, water sharing mechanism, while also the legal framework has to be respected. See, you cannot solve a climate era problem with yesterday's water sharing formula. Also, if the Chief Minister of Karnataka has gone ahead and invited Vijay, it's also a true test of corporate federalism, where I think both of them want to come in together and come for a solution. Like I've mentioned in the past, this has always been something which has been a kind of stopgap between both the states. There have been a lot of disagreements. There have been protests which have happened in the past too. They're trying to come to some kind of dialogue here. They're trying to come to some kind of collaboration here, rather than just disputing each other, which is a good thing. Now, it should not be just for optics. You have to look at the output as to what do they really get out of it? What are the water reservoir levels? What is the mechanism you will have in terms of distributing water? But more than anything else, at the end of this, the farmers in both, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu deserve solutions rather than just rhetoric, political, showmanship. What's important is what do the farmers get out of it? Because they are going to suffer in the end. And for them, I think water is really important. So both the chief ministers really have to come together, have a cooperative dialogue. And it's good to see this, it's good to see, it's very refreshing to see that, that DK Kumar is doing this. And, he's trying to make an effort here. Now, it's how Vijay does what he has to do, whether they can have a video call or Vijay comes in directly to Karnataka. But the point of the matter here is very simple. Do they work on a solution, or they still, dilly-dally on what the solution could be? Because the images really speak 1,000 words. And I think that's going to be important here, because you're dealing with emotions also at the end of the day, the emotions of the farmers.
I want to ask this question to Vijay Grover, but Mr. C. Rajshekharan, one question to you before. Mr. Suresh brought in the Mekadatta Dam. And I think that's very interesting, because that's already touched a raw nerve, if I can put it across that way. You have ministers in Tamil Nadu who have said as long as Vijay is the chief minister, they will not allow even one brick be put over the Mekadatta Dam. That's the kind of positioning they have already done. How does this... I don't think you can see the Cauvery water row and the Mekadatta Dam as two separate. Mr. Grover may disagree with me, but how do you look at it, Mr. Rajshekharan?
Good evening, Sneha. See, I just want to appreciate the Karnataka Chief Minister, and I want to welcome his invitation, because this issue is more than a century. And this Cauvery dispute is there for decades and decades, and there is no solution in spite of Cauvery Water Board management is there. Honorable Supreme Court interfered. There were judgments after judgments, and chief ministers have met earlier. All this, end of the day, if there is a will, there is a way. So the will of two chief ministers will definitely bring good to both the states and the farmers, especially the Delta farmers and the Mandya farmers. See, the two areas, the catchment areas, especially the farmers where they just believe the rain god and they wait for the rains to come down for them to save their life, and the whole state lives on that. The Delta farmers are waiting for the rain gods, and the Mandya farmers are also waiting for the rain gods. The rain gods are really very merciful towards both the states, and we had issues. Now this gesturing should be welcomed. And I appreciate the Chief Minister of Karnataka and appreciate the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Joseph Vijay, for taking it forward for some kind of solution. Instead of keep on criticizing and making unsolicited remarks and comments and nasty comments just for gaining political mileage and scoring brownie points is not going to work anyway either.
Okay.
But fact of the matter is, you have to take it in a proactive manner. So there is something good happening for both the state, both the farmers. But the livelihood of farmers is at stake. So you have to understand it that way. So you have to put your shoes into the of the farmers and see what is happening. See, you cannot sit on the TV channels and the media press briefing and say, this is right, this is wrong. Protesters, yes, there are protesters, they will protest because that is their job. But above all this, there should be some kind of good things happening to both the states and the farmers and the people around the districts where they want this Cauvery water for their survival and livelihood, which is happening. So let us not make some kind of comments just for the sake of making it, which is not going to work anyway.
Completely agree with you on that, sir.
This kind of invitations is a welcome invitations, and we have to look into beyond this, what is happening, what is going to happen next.
Exactly what we are trying to do at this point,
yes,
sir. In fact, let me just come in.
Precisely.
And I'm sure you all would know this so well. I may require data to really see it. And I was looking at how many chief ministers have met in the past. Right from Karunanidhi meeting Devraj.
Even MGR had met. Yes,
holding
MGR
talks in Bengaluru as well. You've had
Gundurao.
Karunanidhi meet
Mr.
Mr. Patel. Jayalalitha meet Mr. Jagdish Shettar.
Yes.
There's never, ever been a breakthrough. Mr. Grover.
Well, see, certainly, as we discussed and as the fellow panelists also said, rhetoric cannot hijack the issue or the problem. That is something that we need to understand, and that's what needs to be communicated down the line. The politicians have their business survives on conflicts. And, that is where you see the politicians trying to, draw guns whenever at the first available opportunity. But does it solve a problem? No, it is not. 1907, we're talking today, 2026, 119 years later, we still have this dispute even before independence. Now, what is the solution? I mean, my dear friend spoke about the Mekadatu balancing reservoir.
Well, Mr. Grover, let me just come in. I want to ask this question. Do you see the two? Can you see the two issues separate? Just the tone in which Mr. Suresh brought it in. I think it's very representative of how emotions are also involved in this and how the two issues. Can you see the Cauvery issue and the Mekadatta Dam as two separate issues? Is that possible?
Priorities matter.
Priorities matter. Issue. No doubt about it that it's a very highly explosive and emotive issue and a political catch game. I mean, the fact is, the first thing that the political parties, whoever is in opposition at that time, be it the Congress, be it the BJP, be it the DMK, whoever is in power, wants to capitalize on that. And that's a very unfortunate thing. What we need at this time is the fact that the communication between the two chief ministers, if it is happening after a long gap, should percolate down to the people as to what are the long-term solutions. And why are we not even, trying to figure out? Suresh Kumar said Mekadatu should not be built. The very fact that the Mekadatu is a reservoir, it's not a dam, will hold only 4.75 TMC of water, which is more or less the requirement for the Bengaluru city for about 2 months. It only keeps the surplus water. Last year, we are talking of 500 TMC feet of water has gone into the sea. And we are fighting over 70, 3.5 or 4 TMC of water. What is, where should this not be communicated? And I think so, somewhere down the line, the civic society, the people, the educated socialites will have to communicate this to the farmers as well. And, I do not question the IQ of the farmers. They are more intelligent as far as, farming is concerned.
It's not about the farmers, sir. It's not just about the farmers. You saw how CM Vijay's posters were being torn today. That's very symbolic of what could happen in days to come, even when CM Vijay would be coming to Bengaluru to have those talks. Because, you know, some of the groups...
Video call because of safety issues.
That's true. That's very much true. Mr. Suresh, how do you look at that? I mean, you know, with the emotions, and it's just steadily building now. Over the last few days, the kind of protests that have come to the fore, they are not as intense as it would be otherwise in a weak monsoon time. By now, things would already be flaring, but the protests haven't flared that much. But it's building. It's building. You can see it over the last few days happen. Quick reactions to how you look at this for the next few days.
Snega, the protests on both sides is escalating. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. It affects the people also, the movement of people in the Delta as well as in Mandya. This should not take place. I think I advise Mr. Joseph Vijay, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, not to visit Karnataka. He can have a video conference with DK Shivakumar, Tamil Nadu government, Mr. Vijay and officials, and DK Shivakumar and officials of Karnataka. I think he should not visit Karnataka. It will create more problems. The farmers will create more problems. That is not needed. He can go on a video conferencing and talk to DKS and get it solved. That is the best part he can do it. He should not visit Karnataka.
That, I don't know, is this the woe of democracy? Is this the boon, bane of democracy? How does one really look at this, Mr. I mean, it's hard to see, you know, both of you, in fact, Mr. Vijay Grover and Mr. Suresh hinted at this possibility of video conferencing, which is likely to happen. I mean, anyone would see that happen more than anything happen in person, which also brings us to just how sensitive this entire issue is. And even though DKS did take that step forward, the ground realities are very different. Mr. Rajshekharan.
See, it is, we are discussing about the chief ministers of two states. Security won't be a problem because, see, there as the invitation, open invitation for a helicopter ride itself sounds good. So there won't be any security issue. And if Mr. Vijay wishes to visit Karnataka, Bangalore, and he is free because it's a Congress government and Congress party in alliance with Vijay in Tamil Nadu. So there won't be any other issue except for these kind of political bickerings and small fringe groups protest. So that is not going to make any impact to the security level of a chief minister.
Okay.
See, we are discussing about chief minister.
My last question to you, you know, one reason why talks have failed over the years, over the decades, no consensus on distress water sharing. That's the bottom line. No consensus ever between the two parties.
Absolutely, and see, like you had hinted at the past, there is conflict is what makes parties work, and they want to keep this issue alive by which they could stay in power. I think what is more important is understanding what the farmers require from this, and both of them using science. You know, they need to use like a real-time Cauvery dashboard and try to use technology where they could use this for taking decisions. I think at the end of the day, the farmers should be benefited, and at the end of the day, they need to come to a dialogue. You know, one can see both the parties trying to come together, but like I said earlier, it should not just be for optics. It should not just be for cameras. What we're really looking at is output. What we're really looking at is what is the solution out of this. Because this has been a bane and this has been a talking point for the last so many years with no solution in sight. I think what's really important here is what is the camaraderie these two ministers have, and are they open and transparent to, you know, share data with each other and to look at coming to a solution. Use science when it's required, and also understand that the farmers are the ones who are going to benefit. Not farmers just from Tamil Nadu, farmers from Tamil Nadu and from Karnataka. Both the farmers benefit, and it's important for India too.
Right. I think one thing we all can agree on is that both the chief ministers have very strong characters, very strong characteristics. They're very upbeat about the generation they deal with. They're very innovative and crisis fighters. We'll have to see whether they really move a very different brick this time. It's interesting to see that Chief Minister Vijay has gone ahead and even ordered a setting up of a panel on El Nino. You know, that's a welcome move. That's a welcome move. That's facing realities. How much of that goes beyond optics, we'll live to see that. But Vijay Grover, R. Suresh, Shekhar Vijayan as well as C. Rajshekharan, thank you so much for joining us.